There we go. Nope. Oh. Hey, Jenny. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Give me 2 shakes. I'm just making sure I'm recording this properly.
Yeah. This chair is squeaky.
Okay. You're good. You're good. I'm going to figure out.
There, mine's squeaky. Hold on. Oh. Okay. That doesn't make any noise. All right.
Awesome. I'm just trying to. There we go. There we go. Now, I need to figure out one thing here.
Oh, good.
Oh my gosh. How was your birthday yesterday?
What's that?
How was your birthday yesterday?
It was very nice and relaxing.
That's-
Josh took over, took care of the kids, and I was just useless and lazy. It was awesome.
As you should be.
Yes.
As you should be. All right. I'm almost there. I think.
Ooh, should I put? Ooh, okay. And I was just gonna show our names.
Oh, you know what? I guess there's a way to change that maybe.
Um,
Oh, how did that happen? You just click on it.
I'm a genius. If you hover over your own box, there's like a
Oh,
icon, the three dots.
you can rename.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna shoot a backup from my end just here, so that I know I'm covered.
So this is all gonna be like taped, edited, so you have more control.
Yeah, and I can have a second take if it doesn't go well, and all of that for sure. That's the idea. I'm gonna hit record.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, I won't. I'll make sure you approve everything that makes it before it goes out or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, and yeah, I just figured this is my attempt at being David Letterman in a way.
Love it.
But yeah,
It's
it's
gonna give you more options and and I mean visually too, because
yeah.
a lot of these live streams, which are great, like to the eye, you kind of get tired of it because it doesn't. You're not seeing different things.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to play along to some demos and because everybody's just with their guitar, which is great. But just mixing it up as much as possible. And I figured for this, we could just have a fun catch up and see
Okay.
how quarantine's going. And anything you want to push, you have not released Mama Needs a Lullaby too?
No, but and I want to ask you about this. I am in the process of trying to get a track done for it, and it's just going to be a piano vocal. And I got a draft of a piano track,
Yeah.
and pardon me. And I didn't know if I should like sing to that, but live, and like send you a video of me singing live to a piano track, or do you think
That's
that's like,
No, that's totally cool.
it'd
And
probably sound better than me playing something?
whatever you're more comfortable with is
Okay.
totally great.
But I'm
And
not gonna like lip sync a vocal. You know what I mean? I want it to be obvious I'm singing it live.
right. I think that's great. I've been playing some to a boombox of a track,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know,
Cool.
and I think that works great. And just so I have it correctly, how do you prefer the title of that song?
Mama needs a lullaby.
Okay, Mama Needs a Lullaby. And the House Sessions EP is still out there in the world. It's been out for about a year.
Older and older, older. Yeah, it's
That's
time. And I have other music that's in the works that's closer to being done. But I felt like the Lullaby song was pretty like
yeah.
current for what everyone was doing. So I'm gonna try to get that out as soon as possible.
Okay.
But,
All
yeah,
right.
it's in the works.
So cool.
Yeah, the house sessions. That's right. That's what it's called.
All right. Well, here we go.
Bye.
Yeah. I'll do the movie thing. Cut! Or no, wait. Action! Oh my gosh. So how are you doing, Jenny? How's y'all's quarantine?
I mean, it's going. I think the same as everybody else's, who has small children. I mean, it's great. We're getting a lot of extra time with the family, which has been a blessing. But then there are days where you are pulling your hair out, and it's really, really hard. But I was supposed to be working with Amy. We were supposed to do this really big tour out on the West Coast. I was going to be gone for 22 days, and I was sweating it. Like, leading up to those dates, I was thinking, I don't know if I can be away from my family for this long, but it's my job. And then this all hit, and so I've been trying to view it as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I feel like we're in that same place. I was supposed to be out on a bus most weekends like you, and I was excited for it, and now I'm excited that I get this time. I don't normally get with my wife, but it can be challenging when it's a little bit of Groundhog Day every day.
Yeah, and here in Nashville, the first week of official quarantine, it rained every day
Yeah.
straight for like 7 or 8 days, and I was really concerned that we were not going to survive it.
Yeah.
But now that we're 2 months in, I don't know. We've kind of hit this groove of some kind, and it's our 2-year-old has no idea what's happening. She's as happy as ever.
Yeah.
But our 5-year-old, he's learned the term social distancing, which is weird to hear him say, but he kind of understands the concept that if somebody drops by, we can't go hug them in the front yard. We're not playing with our neighbors yet. We're being pretty cautious still. Wyatt, our 5-year-old, he has asthma,
Yeah.
and so we're trying to be annoyingly cautious because I would just hate for him to be one of those people with less than healthy lungs catch something like this. It scares me. But
Yeah.
we're doing good. Everyone's healthy. Everyone feels good. And thank you for the invitation to do this because now I have some like me time.
Yeah.
Like Josh has got the kids right now, and I am like, so we could talk for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I think I was scheduled a 3-hour interview, so we're great. So now, as the mom of a 2 and a 5-year-old who is a professional touring musician, and you can't really do your job from home, but I know you're staying busy nonetheless, and having to parent 2 young children, what has quarantine taught you about yourself that you might not have been revealed without a quarantine?
Red wine is my actual best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was like some other people, but no, it turns out red wine and I are a match made in heaven. That's basically what I've learned.
What are some of your favorite things about your new best friend?
Like she's always there for me. She's just sitting there, just waiting, and she doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's just waiting whenever I'm ready, and she doesn't judge me, and she goes well with everything. Like I don't care what you're eating, she tastes delicious.
Pancakes in the morning, yeah.
Yes. My favorite pairing is the crusts of peanut butter sandwiches.
I love that. So that's definitely a mom hack right there, or just a selfless act that mothers do every day. You're just eating what the kids refuse to eat.
Yes. Like sometimes dinner is 1.5 chicken nuggets and a whole helping of a green vegetable of some kind.
Wow. Yeah.
It's and it's enough.
Yeah.
I actually look forward to the chicken nuggets that they don't finish.
Yeah. Well, I mean the peanut butter and jelly sandwich crust and the wine is very communion like. It's so I guess there is more than just the nutritional and taste value. You're getting a little bit of a holy a liturgies going on here.
Yes, hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's no, I haven't always been um I'm not a nightly drinker. Just like when life is normal, I mean maybe once a week
Mhm.
if I'm just like, oh, everything's done, I'll enjoy a glass of wine. Quarantine, it's nightly. I'm drinking wine nightly. And I post on my Instagram. I try to every night when I'm pouring a glass, just so everyone knows.
Yeah. We're big fans of your Instagram, by the way.
Oh, thank
We
you.
love all your posts, your morning check-ins. It's coffee in the morning, it's wine at night, and whatever interesting. Like some days there's a plumber crack right there in the front yard. There,
Yes,
yeah,
that was special. That was a special day
yeah,
when we were having some work done in our yard, and this piece of equipment that our landscapers were using had broken. And as the mechanics were trying to fix it, I got a really nice view of somebody's crack, plumber's crack, just hanging out there, just in the sunshine.
yeah,
And what do you? I mean, you're gonna take a picture of that and post it on Instagram. I mean, you have to.
absolutely.
It's a rule. It's the law.
It really is,
I'm
especially
glad
now.
you enjoyed that.
Yes, very much. Well, being a you've always felt like a musical sister to me, and we've spent time on the road together touring. I know we've talked about how it's been nice to have this time with our families. Also, it's nice to have red wine to balance that extra time out. But what do you miss the most about being on the road touring?
Oh man, the hang. I miss the hang. Um, for the last 10 years, I've been singing background vocals for my stepmom, Amy Grant, and the band that she has. They're just made up of the best people. There's no drama. There's just no. It's not hard. It's the greatest hang. Everyone gets along. It's my other family, really.
Yeah.
And I just feel safe with them, and we share all of our issues, and we help each other, and we just have a really good time. And nobody's like, it's not like a crazy. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a crazy party on an Amy Grant tour because she's so contemporary Christian. But she wouldn't judge anybody if we were doing that because that's how fantastic she is. But it's just it's the greatest hang, and they're so talented, and Amy gives us the freedom to just be ourselves on stage. We don't have to play the same thing or sing the same thing every night. Sometimes she'll just look over at us and just say, take the lead. And me or Kim Keys will just, you, okay. And we just go up there and trade lines, sing and lead. She's just so welcoming of everyone's talents and wants everyone to shine. And she takes care of everybody on the road.
Yeah.
Like, you know how it is. Like,
Yeah.
if you get a hotel room for a few hours during the day, that can make all the difference in the world.
It can.
Just having amenities like that she provides everybody. And her touring schedule is perfect for my lifestyle right now because it's like weekends here and there. We're never gone for really extended periods of time. So I can leave home for 4 days and come home and be with the family, and it's the perfect amount of time to like recharge and feel those parts of myself that aren't mothering, and that's really important for me to be able to get those times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just celebrated a birthday, and it was just Mother's Day. And hopefully before too long, we'll be able to get back out into the world. So perhaps a delayed celebration for stuff like this. What's one of the first places you're gonna hit up when you're free to get out of the house?
Man, I haven't even thought about it. I mean, it's probably going to be a restaurant. I'm so sick of cooking food. I'm so sick of making food for people.
Yeah.
It's up with the idea that makes me get so anxious in the first place. Well, what kind of chicken does everyone want tonight?
Yeah, I've noticed that we've gone through the same thing. At first, it was great because it's like, oh man, I've been wanting to cook this and that, and then after I ran through the whole list, and then ran through the list a second time, and then learned how to bake bread, and then decided I don't want to bake bread every day. I'm scratching my head every morning, like, what are we gonna eat here? And we do take out every once in a while, but
Yeah.
it's not quite the same.
How was the bread though? Like, how did it turn out?
I'll give myself a B minus, C plus, something like that. Doing a
Like,
sourdough.
okay, like, so you slice it and like make it for sandwiches, or just like, is it?
We
Yeah.
basically stood at the counter with the bread, a bread knife, and a stick of butter until the bread was gone, and we just stood there and ate it. I think it maybe lasted 24 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. The only bread I've ever made is like banana bread, but I don't know. I don't think that counts.
Oh, it totally counts. It's totally valid.
Yeah.
Totally valid.
Well,
Well, I certainly
good
hope.
for you.
Well, it's fun. I mean, it's funny. We're gonna have Chris and I have like almost reverse roles. She's the one that like, just gung ho jumped out into the yard and started cutting down brush, and I struggle to keep up with her out there. But then I'm in the kitchen.
Y'all are
Like,
composting.
we're
right?
composting, yeah. Do y'all have any projects like that happening right now, or planting a garden, or no?
I tried to plant vegetables and in the ground, and it did not work. But we planted some in containers, and those are doing well. Like some lettuces, and I planted some broccoli, and you can just now see the broccolis.
That's
coming.
exciting. Little plant babies.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird what's like what you look forward to now in these days? Like,
It is.
I can eat my broccoli that I'm growing.
And in some ways, I think that's hopefully for me, my hope is that the celebration and making sacred of the small things, the simple things, will be something we carry with us out on the other side of this. Because there is something to just spending time in the kitchen, putting a record on, and being with the ones you love. But I certainly hope that you're talking about probably going to a restaurant first thing when you are able to get out of here. I hope one of the first things you do is book another Third and Lindsley show.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I need to do that too. I miss playing live so much. I mean, singing background for somebody, all the hard work is done for you. There's something beautiful about that. You can just show up, you do your part, and that's that. With my solo stuff, it requires a lot more work and delegating, and I have an awesome band, and we have so much fun playing at Third and Lindsley. Ron Bryce, who owns Third and Lindsley, he's been so supportive of me for years. I mean, even back to when I was in college, before they had expanded the space, and it was that weird like L-shaped room with the stage in the corner. I mean, I brought my college bands there and played, and he's always just like, whatever you need. It's the only venue I play in Nashville for my solo stuff, and everyone's been so supportive, and I can't wait until we get to do that again.
Yeah.
That is definitely what I need to do first thing is book a Third and Lindsley show.
Yeah.
And you should come and play with us.
I'm in. I am so in. All I want to do when this is over is just play music with other human beings. I'm so tired of jamming with myself. It's getting old. Well, so now you said you've been playing Third and Lindsley since your college days, and I remember the old Third and Lindsley. I loved the old Third and Lindsley. Love the new Third and Lindsley too, but that funky sort of corner where you have to like basically step onto the stage to get around the bar. And you mentioned your college bands. Now, was this when your husband Josh is a drummer? Would he have been in the band for any of those gigs?
He totally was in the band. That's kind of where we started to be sweet on each other. My husband Josh and I have known each other since grade school. We were in the same grade. We've grown up together basically, and we were both out at MTSU for college, and he was asked to play drums in this band, and then I was later asked to be one of the singers in this band. I can't remember how long, maybe a couple years. We played. It was there was eight of us, and we were like this funk band with these horns, and oh, it was so much fun. We had so much fun, and yeah, Josh and I, we had this history, and it was never romantic between us, but we became really, really close friends, and then spending all that time together was like, we started to flirt, and then the band was like, "You guys can't date. We don't want to be another Fleetwood Mac," and I'm like, "Hey guys, don't worry, we're not that good."
Yeah.
um, we kind of said, "All right, peace, y'all. We're gonna date," and we're celebrating 10 years of marriage this month.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing. That is that's really, really cool. I know after our first, Kristen and I are we're going to be 2 years in September, and that first year was tough. At certain times along the way, I can see how you might think, man, how are we ever going to make it 10, 20, whatever years? And now you're hitting those milestones and just acing it, even in a quarantine.
Yeah, it's strange. It's nice that we have like a common thing to focus on. The kids, it's we can divide and conquer. When if I won't say when, but well, when or if you and Kristen decide you're going to start a family, just don't have more than two. Like, don't outnumber yourselves. Like we can like each be with one, and the house is not going to explode.
Right.
I mean,
Also, in a family of four, you also have the no issues with the game of Family Mario Kart. There's a place for each player.
I'm a Wario.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win.
All right, I wanted to know. All right, so your Wario. What's your favorite? What's your favorite of the levels? And do you do the shortcuts?
Okay, now we just pulled out my Nintendo 64 out of a box. I mean, it's been sitting in a box for 20 years, and I just discovered this random box of crap, and my 64 was in there with Mario Kart, of course. And so Josh and I hooked it up immediately. We taught Wyatt how to play it immediately. It's taken him about a week to like get the hang of it. So for him, when we play with him, we play on the easiest level. But like the other day, I put it on the hard level, and I'm like, all right, I'll see how quickly this comes back. It takes a few times. You forget all the little quirks and the things, and okay, there's this one shortcut. I cannot get it. It's the beach. It's the one where you're on the beach, and there's this big ramp.
And you got to go through the cave.
I can't hit it. I mean, I still can't get in there.
Yep.
And it's driving me crazy.
That one drives me crazy too. I used to could nail it almost every single time. Like right out of college, I could land it every time. The Wario Stadium one, where you turn.
Hard.
That one's tough too.
There's a shortcut in that?
Yes. Look it up on YouTube or something. It's first or second. The bumps that you go over. You just make a hard left, and at the top of that little hump of dirt, you can bounce over the wall.
OMG. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna practice this, and I'm gonna do that move when I'm playing Josh next, and it's gonna blow his mind. This is good. This is good.
Oh yeah.
Good. I'm very competitive.
As everyone is in Mario Kart, who would you say is there an undisputed champion? Is there a smack talker? Is there I use more green shells than everybody else?
Oh man, we go for it. I mean, we don't hold back. It's hard when we're playing with Wyatt. Sometimes we'll ease back so we can just feel the excitement of winning or being like with the pack. But there's gonna be a day soon where he will hang with me and Josh. But we don't hold back. We are out for blood.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's Mario Kart.
I wouldn't say we're not really smack talking. We're just laughing. We're just laughing so hard, having so much fun.
Yeah.
And then when Everly gets old enough and the four of us can like battle each other, that's probably all we're gonna do.
That's perfect. I think Kristen and I are working on the same long-term plan. We just want to raise our kids to be really good at Mario Kart so that they make us proud when they're,
It's a good babysitter. when you just gotta get dinner started and you're like, hey, do you want to play your video games? And you're just like, yeah, and then they don't bother you. It's beautiful. Mario Kart's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. Well, another beautiful thing is you're singing and you're songwriting, Jenny, and I hope that you're working on some new tunes in this quarantine. I know you've got an EP that was released in 2019, the House Sessions EP. I encourage everyone out there to check that out. And there's a newer song that I heard you sing on the Grand Ole Opry the night that y'all did the big family night. It was such a special thing to listen to. And I knew when Mother's Day was getting close that I wanted to reach out to you and do something with you in this song that you've written, Mama Needs a Lullaby.
Thank you so much. It's a new song, and I had the idea for a long time, but I struggle to complete songs by myself. I can't. I'm not good at writing by myself yet. I bet if I practiced it more, it would be different. But I just love the co-writing process so much, and so my girlfriends Brianna Tyson and Helene Cronin kind of helped me wrap up this idea, which is basically that moms can really struggle, and I think it's okay to talk about it. I think people are can feel ashamed that the experience of that first year of motherhood in particular is not as dreamy and beautiful as you envision it to be. And that's okay, and it's common, and there's nothing wrong with you if you're feeling down, because it's a complete shock to your system. I wasn't expecting how hard it was going to be, and so I just wrote a song about it, and it's one of the like when you write sometimes and you just like want to tell a cool story because it fits a certain thing or whatever. Well, this song, I just tried to be 100% honest with every line, and it was scary to kind of put it out there. Once I did, the response was so overwhelming, and then we had the opportunity to play the Opry. I was so happy to be included with my family on that night, and Dad requested, he said, "Will you please play the lullaby song?" And I was like, absolutely. It's fitting for this time that we're in now, because the song really talks about how alone you can feel and just kind of trapped in your own world, and I think a lot of people are feeling that way right now. So I'm so glad you like the song. It's one of my favorites because it's probably the truest, most honest song I've ever written.
Those are usually the best ones. Well, I sure appreciate you coming on the show, Jenny. It's just great to catch up with you. And just before all this hit, I feel like Kristen and I and you and Josh were talking about getting together, and then of course the world kind of stopped, and I look forward to making good on that hang.
Well, we, one of our last trips that we got to take was when you and I did that benefit in Charleston.
Yeah.
And because Josh, my husband, is your publisher.
Yep.
I was able to convince Josh to come on this work trip. It's like, well, technically it's work for you too, because Charlie's your artist, and I mean, how
totally.
Can your boss say no to that? We had the best weekend, and you guys were such a fun hang, and we should just go do that again.
Yes.
Somewhere for a couple days and hang out and get to know a new city or something. Y'all were a lot of fun.
Well, so were y'all.
And thank you. Well, thank you, and thank you for having me on your show. I have been loving your broadcasts and just everything you're doing online. We listen to your music so much in this house. My son is so obsessed with you, and you are constantly being played in this house, and we hope you don't stop doing what you do, because
I can't. I don't have another choice. I'm really, really bad at sports and all the other things. Oh man, it's just it feels so good to talk with you, Jenny. And
Yeah, you too.
yeah, and y'all stay strong. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated Mother's Day. Um, and yeah, I'd love for you to sing "Mama Needs a Lullaby."
I'd be honored.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll get it all queued up, and everybody will hear a song. Let's hear it for Jenny Gill, everybody at home. I'll do my applause button here. There we go. Oh, wait, turn that up. There we go. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Charlie.
Oh, you bet. I'll see you. And we'll cut from there, and I'll cue up the song. And that was great. That was so much fun.
Was that okay? Okay.
It was great.
I feel like I'm like my dad. I feel like I get to ramble like way.
Well, but also like your dad, your rambling is good. Your rambling is
Okay, good.
you know what I'm saying? It's really interesting and
Okay, good.
yeah.
Well, you can cut, splice it up how you want to. So I'll just do like a really similar setup to this. I'm gonna try. I have a mic that should be here like tomorrow, and so I'm gonna try to get it all.
You're good.
I don't want it to just be through this.
Yeah.
I want it to sound a little better. So.
That sounds good.
And if I can't work it out, then I'll just sing it through here or my phone or something.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to turn everything in until Friday. So, if it's lunchtime on Friday before you're doing it, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Oh, it's so fun. I love that we talked about everything from red wine to Mario Kart. It was great.
Okay, good.
It was so good. Man.
Awesome.
All right, and tell Josh hey for me and Wyatt. Everly doesn't know me from Adam, but
She will.
well,
She didn't have a choice. I swear to God, we were in a phase where it was like, oh, what's the one? It's with Dad on it and Marty.
the tools of the trade, yeah.
There were like a few days there that was like we probably listened to it 20 times a day, Charlie.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that. Oh.
It would be awful if like the music sucked, but it doesn't. So
Yeah, I almost said something about that. I'd be like, man, if your future husband you met in the band and he was the drummer, but he was a bad drummer, like I know he's not. He's good. He's got good rhythm, but like, oh, how tough that would be. Like, I love you, but you can't play music in this house anymore. You're fired. Oh, man.
Oh, thanks again.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye. Those dates, I was thinking,
Which is great, but just mixing it up as much as possible, you know.
I'm
And
not gonna like lip sync a vocal. You know what I mean? I want it to be obvious and singing it live.
right, I think quarantine.
I mean, it's going, being done, but I felt like the lullaby song was pretty like
Yeah.
current for what everyone was doing, so I'm gonna try to get that out as soon as possible.
Okay. gosh. So how are you doing, Jenny? How's y'all's quarantine?
I mean, it's going. I think the same as everybody
All right.
else's. You know,
But,
who has
Yeah, I want
small
to.
children. I
I'll
mean,
make sure
it's great.
you
We're getting a
approve
lot of
everything that makes
extra
it before it
time
goes
with the
out and
family,
everything.
which has been a blessing.
Yeah.
But then there are
And
days
yeah, I just
where
figured
you're pulling your hair out, and it's
this is
really,
my
really
attempt at
hard.
being David Letterman in a way, you know.
Love it.
But I'd love for you to sing "Mama Needs a Lullaby."
I'd be honored.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll get it all queued up, and everybody will hear a song. Let's hear it for Jenny Gill, everybody at home. I'll do my applause button here. There we go. Oh, wait, turn that up. There we go. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll do the movie thing. Cut! Or no, wait, action! Oh my. Is
Okay, good.
you know what I'm saying? It's really I'll do the movie thing. Cut! Or no, wait, action! Oh my gosh. So how are you doing, Jenny? How's y'all's quarantine?
I mean, it's going. I think the same as everybody else's. You know, who has small children. I mean, it's great. We're getting a lot of extra time with the family, which has been a blessing. But then there are days where you are pulling your hair out,
All
and
right.
it's really, really hard. But I was supposed to be working with Amy. We were supposed to do this really big tour out on the West Coast. I was going to be gone for 22 days, and I was sweating it. Like, leading up to those days, I was thinking, I don't know if I can be away from my family for this long, but it's my job, and then this all hit.